for a period of up to 30 days. The 30-day time period starts when the first non-sharps item of biomedical waste is placed in a red bag or sharps container, or when a sharps container with only sharps is full or closed. All indoor biomedical waste storage areas should be restricted. What does restricted mean?
Under the definition of restricted, that can either fall under 1, locked at all times, 2, a sign designating the restriction, or 3, just the location itself. The easiest way to satisfy this requirement of the code is to put some sign on the door, whether it be authorized access, employees only, designating the restriction.
The storage area should be constructed of smooth and easy to clean materials. And the reason for this is?
So that if there is a biomedical waste spill, and out of all the places for biomedical waste spill, this is the highest probability of having a spill because you're bringing all of your waste to the storage area. So you need to have it easily cleanable or disinfected if there were to be a spill. Therefore, you cannot have carpeting in the area, and even if it is constructed of cement, you need to make sure the cement is sealed because cement itself is porous.
Outdoor storage areas and containers are to be conspicuously marked with the International Biological Hazard symbol and must be secured against vandalism and unauthorized entry. Because an outdoor storage area is more easily accessible to the general public as opposed to indoor storage areas, the presence of the symbol and security mechanism are required. If a generator of biomedical waste has the waste transported away from the generating facility for treatment and disposal, then all packages containing biomedical waste must be appropriately labeled. The label provides a tracking mechanism for each package. The label must be securely attached or permanently printed on each bag, sharps container, and outer container and must be clearly legible and easily readable. Exterior bags and sharps containers must show the generator's name and address. Outer transport containers must show the transporter's name, address, registration number, and 24-hour telephone number. It's important to remember that all exterior bags, outer containers, and sharps containers will be labeled at the generating facility prior to transport away from the facility. The International Biological Hazard symbol in either red, orange, or black with a contrasting background color must appear on the outside of bags, containers, and sharps containers. The symbol needs to have one of the following phrases with it: biomedical waste, biohazardous waste, biohazard, infectious waste, or infectious substance. The presence of the symbol and phrase point out the potential danger to anyone who comes into contact with the contents. Packages of biomedical waste must remain intact during transfer within the generating facility.
Transporting the containers within the facility needs to be done in a way that is not going to compromise the package integrity. In other words, cause the bag to rip or split.
If this red bag of biomedical waste had ruptured while being dropped by this environmental services employee, then it would have to be repackaged prior to transfer within the facility or transport away from the facility. What happens if the drop bag in the indoor storage room splits and spills its contents, or you spill biomedical waste such as this vial of blood? If in the packaging, transfer, or transport of biomedical waste, any surface is contaminated with spilled or leaked biomedical waste, all such surfaces shall be decontaminated as a part of the cleaning process. Notice the decontaminating agent and waste are placed in a red bag which is tied and disposed of properly. Every generator of biomedical waste is required to maintain as a part of their biomedical waste operating plan a spill contingency plan for just such an occurrence.
It must identify the types of liquids that you're going to use to clean up a spill, as well as how you're going to contain the materials that were used to clean up the spill.
Many generators ask, where am I supposed to keep the substance used to disinfect a spill?
Generally, a generator will keep at least bleach somewhere in the facility that they would use. Now, whether this disinfectant is kept on a housekeeping cart or in a nurse's station or in a storage closet, that's up to the generator because it's not routinely used. It's only used if there's a spill of biomedical waste.
In this case, the generator keeps the bleach with a spill kit, which contains cleanup utensils, absorbent materials, and other items useful in spill containment and cleanup. In the event that a generator contracts to have biomedical waste transported away from the generating facility for treatment, the generator must sign such a contract with a biomedical waste transporter who is registered with the Florida Department of Health. As you can see here, the transporter is making certain the biomedical waste containers are appropriately sealed, and then he is providing a pickup manifest showing the volume of biomedical waste picked up from the generator, which happens to be a blood bank. A generator may transport less than 25 pounds of their own biomedical waste in their own transport vehicle on any single occasion without being registered. Biomedical waste shall be treated by steam, incineration, or an alternative process approved by the Florida Department of Health. Alternative processes such as chemical, dry heat, or microwave shredding may be used by the generator, provided the manufacturer has submitted a written request to the state health officer, which includes microbiological evidence the proposed process provides a satisfactory level of disinfection against the organisms listed in the department's protocol. All biomedical waste generators shall obtain a permit annually from the Florida Department of Health. A copy of the permit shall be maintained within view in the facility or shall be made available for review by the department personnel. The administrative staff of this hospital is reviewing the permit with a biomedical waste inspector from the State of Florida Department of Health. If the generator generates less than 25 pounds of biomedical waste each 30-day period, then the generator is exempt from this requirement.
If it is a new generator, they are required to purchase a current permit, and then after a year of receipts, when they can validate that they are under 25 pounds of biomedical waste produced from their facility each month out of that year, then they can file for an exemption the next permitting year.
Every generator of biomedical waste must prepare, maintain, and implement a biomedical waste plan. This plan must be a written plan providing for identification, segregation, packaging, and storing of biomedical waste within their facility. The plan must be updated when procedures change or the regulations are changed by the Florida Department of Health. Often generators have a plan, but the plan has shortfalls.
Common deficiencies is the generator is telling us in their plan that they are segregating biomedical waste from other solid waste at the point of origin. They don't tell us where points of origin are. They don't tell us what types of containers they're segregating it in. They don't tell us what type of storage area, the location of the storage area, where it is.
How specific does the plan have to be?
A good point to stress is that the generator should be able to read that plan and walk through the facility knowing where everything is, types of containers that are used, and if they can't do that just on the paperwork, then their plan is lacking some specific details.
Large generators, such as hospitals which have multiple specialty services, shall as a part of their plan include plans that detail the procedures specific to that area of specialty. Every generator of biomedical waste must train all affected personnel in the proper management of biomedical waste. This training program should be a part of the biomedical waste operating plan.
But all employees who handle medical waste must be trained in the code itself, knowing how to handle, label, segregate, contain, transport the biomedical waste. The training must occur prior to commencing duties when a new employee is taken on staff.